Hello, Mina. Hello, everyone. It's been a hot minute since I made a video. Um, so these videos that will introduce you to the things that will be coming are no longer be called the cable mount videos because I am switching to mostly not cable mounts anymore. Um, I've had a lot of trouble with them sometimes, with them coming off over time, and I want to make my things to last. And so when I can, okay, so like when I use metal signs, I'm going to be using a punch. So I'll get into that in a minute. I'm going to show you everything that we got and where they came from, and then we'll go from there. Okay? So I have 2 dog butts. Last year I only did 1, but it was so popular. So I did the brown and the black this time. So here is the brown, and it has the paw prints on the bottom, and they are sewn, so we don't have to take these off. They're fine. The tail, though, is put in with glue. I knew that from last year. So we are going to have to heat this up with a blow dryer, your hair dryer, and then put this back on with some E6000. That'll be good. Okay, but the rest of it is just fine. They sewed it really well, so we don't have to really do much with the dog butts. Okay, and I think these little paws are really, really cute. And I will definitely make at least one video with the dog butts. Okay, and so I have this, like, this dark chocolate brown, and then I have, well, I guess it's not chocolate brown. Chocolate brown would be a little bit darker. Okay. And then we have this black one. And as I said before, we're going to have to take this off and re-put it on with E6000 if you are against hot glue. Okay, so keep that in mind. The rest of it should be just fine, and then it'll have wires up here. Usually I end up adding an additional wire up here because of the way it sits on the wreath base. But we will get into that when we do the video. And I haven't quite decided which one I'm going to do first and which one is going to go on the video, or what colors we're going to use. But that's our dog butts. So let's put those to the side. Okay. So first, let's go into our new signs, and then we'll come back to those ones. All right. So these ones are from Etsy, and they are from Country Lane Living. They are becoming one of my favorite sign makers. They are made here in the United States. They are weatherproof, and they are very durable. They're a little bit thicker than the ones that you find at like Lindy's Sign Creations and stuff. They are a little bit thicker. Okay, so here's like that side view, and this one is from Etsy, from Lindy, I think. This one is quite a bit thinner. Okay, I don't know, Personalize It by Pam. That's where that's from. Okay, so these are from Country Lane Living. They're a little bit thicker. They are weatherproof. And they do like the rustic look, so you'll see a lot of this in a lot of their stuff, which I don't like to do rustic very much, so every once in a while I will. But a lot of people like the rustic, and so that's why I'm doing that. This one says, "Pardon the weeds, I'm feeding the bees." Bee ones go really, really well, and so I got 2 bees and 2 chickens. So this one, "Be nice or buzz off." I think that's adorable. It has the sunflower yellow instead of the bright yellow. The bright yellow really bothers me. This is also a sunflower yellow, but it's a brighter sunflower yellow. It's not like the bright neon yellow, basically. I am having a hard time matching this color, but I think maybe we'll just leave out that color and we'll do like a green or something with the bee ribbon that I have. I think that'll work. So I'm not going to put yellow in this one. This one, however, is getting the sunflower yellow. Okay. All right. And then we got What a Fuster Cluck. And it has chickens and it has some eggs. And all of these I did hole punch. I hole punched 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you can see where I marked the dot. And I am fairly new to this, so you can see like the dent when we're doing it. My son helps me do it, but you know, no one's going to actually look at it that closely. So that's what that one is. And then this one says, I only want 2 chickens, 5, 8, 9, 20 chickens. I thought that was adorable because that's totally true. My sister started out with 2 and then she ended up with like 20. So it's totally true. I know it is. So chickens ones go really well as well. So I did 2 of those and then 2 of these. This is the back. It does come from California. And it is made in the United States, 100% US made type of thing. So that's why I like Country Lane Living, and it's on Etsy. They also have their own shop. They have their own website. And so you could also order it from there, and I think it's cheaper from there instead of Etsy. And we have, so this rainbow sign. Ooh, I wonder if it's supposed to be like that. Probably. I was looking at the clouds because I haven't even looked at this, honestly. This came in from Craft Outlet. This is a metal sign from Craft Outlet, and I'm not sure if the clouds are supposed to be white or like different colored white. I don't know. I'm gonna have to relook at that. It bothers me a little bit. We'll see. Okay, so this is what the back of it looks like. So they just put tape on this so you don't hurt yourself. But it's like a hook you use for photos or something, for frames. So you could put a wire through this. But what is probably going to happen is we are probably going to be putting cable mounts on this one because I don't want to put holes in this one. And it is thicker. I'm not quite sure if mine, I'm sure it could, honestly, but I am still new to the hole punching thing, and honestly, I don't want a hole in my clouds or my rainbow, but I guess we'll see when it comes to it. I always do a Gay Pride wreath, so that is why I ordered this, and I really like the rainbow. So that's what we're doing there. Let me show you this hole punch that I got before we move on. So it comes in this cool little case. I got it from Amazon, and all my pieces came out because I opened it the wrong way. Hopefully they're the right size. I don't know. So it's supposed to make holes in your metal signs, and it does. I've used it several times now to test it out. We already put holes in all these signs. Oh, there we go. Okay. So the reason why I'm missing one here and one here is because they're already in here. This is really, really heavy. If you have arthritis, do not get this. Just use cable mounts. You'll just have to deal with that. This is really heavy. So in comparison, if I held my really good scissors, like my mesh cutting scissors, my ribbon cutting scissors, my wire cutters, and my extra wire cutters, that still wouldn't be as heavy as this is. This is really heavy, and I think it's probably so that it can go through thicker metal. But basically what you do is this holds onto one of these, and this is how big your circle will end up, basically. And then you put your metal into here, and then you punch it like a hole punch. But this is really, really heavy, and so I do not recommend it for anyone that has arthritis or like problems with their hands or something, because this is too heavy for that. Just use cable mounts. You should be fine. I just like to exceed and do things better than I did before. So that's what we're doing. This was only like 40 something, I think, from Amazon. I got it from Amazon. And there was some pretty good reviews, and I haven't had any problems with it. And the instructions are simple, but once you figure it out, you know, everything's fine. And then you just close the case like this, and then you're done. And this is really, really heavy. I just want to point that out. Okay. And normally I put my holes, I don't know if you could see them or not. I put my holes here. You see that? Here, 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 and here. Depending on where the sign sits. So these ones, because this one goes up and down instead of horizontal, so they go in the middle there. But say if I'm using one of these on like a diamond form, on like a square form, and I'm making it as a diamond, then I'd be putting them on the corners instead of in the middle. Okay, so it really depends on how you're going to put it on the frame. So please look at your frame before you put your holes in, or else it's going to mess you up. Okay, so there's that. And then rainbow. Over winter break, so I'm a substitute teacher, so that means that I'm off for 3 weeks with the kids. So during my winter break, I did several things. One of those things was taking apart wreaths that did not sell, that are in bad condition, and most of the time the mesh is not usable again. Okay, so this one was a poly burlap flower. I've had it for about 6 or 7 years. To case in point, there's foam for the cable mounts. Okay, I haven't used foam on the cable mounts in at least 2 years. So this is kind of old. It is by Personalize It by Pam. It's for nurses. I did keep the ribbon, and I kept the sign. So we're going to make a new one. I just don't have the mesh for it yet. So I just wanted to point out that you can take apart yours and put it back together with different materials. The sign, the metal sign itself, is very durable. And if you spray it with Rust-Oleum, you'll feel like a rough film on the top. And if you don't want that on there anymore, you can use a magic eraser to take it off. But it's fine. Like, you can respray it over and over and over again, and it's fine. Okay, so this is fine. I am going to try and peel off this cable mounts foam, and we're going to probably poke some holes into this with our puncher, and then we'll make a wreath, but I do not have these colors right now. So we'll see. Maybe once I finish all these other ones, I'll be able to get some more supplies and we will make this, because I really, really liked this. Like, I don't know, it just seemed 1950-ish, and nurses, I mean, we all know what nurses do for everyone. It's, anyways, I'm babbling. So this one was on a sunflower wreath, and it had green and then the golden yellow mesh on it. I've had this one for about 5 years, and it just never sold. Everyone thought it was very pretty. It just never sold. And so I was looking at it, and the mesh where the fish hooks are, I call them fish hooks, that are on the sides that catch the mesh so it doesn't fall off. They were basically falling apart. And so I decided to trash all of the mesh. I did keep the ribbon, so I might reuse the ribbon later. But as of right now, this is going to get a brand new wreath. So I guess we will see. This one did have cable mounts on it. You can kind of see like the outline here because I sprayed the sign, so you could kind of see like fingerprints and that kind of stuff. That's because I sprayed it. And so this shiny part right here is where the cable mount was. And so that's where I punched it. Okay, so I do have a couple more signs that I took apart, and then we're gonna put it back together later. But honestly, I don't have anything to go with those. And so I'm not showing them right now. There's an army one, and then there is a football one. So that's what we got for now. This is going to be upcoming for the year 2024. So if you're interested, please stay tuned. We'll have these wreaths out as soon as they get done editing. And I know my husband gets behind. I mean, he works full-time, I work full-time, so eventually they'll get out, I promise. But I hope you guys stay tuned and come see what we make later, especially with the dog butts. Those are going to be absolutely adorable. And I will see you next time. Sayonara. Have a good night.